Streaming live now on News8000.com. You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at noon.
Good afternoon, and thanks for watching News 8 Now. I'm Allison Fergit. Alexandra is on assignment. Testimony continues in Mankato as day 6 of Adam Fravel's murder trial is underway. Law enforcement say they obtained footage from several people to use as evidence. In one of the videos, Kingsbury's car was seen traveling on Highway 43. The Bureau of Criminal Apprehension also says they examined both Fravel and Kingsbury's phones and gathered evidence at Fravel's parents' house, finding clothing, shovels, and rakes. A human case of West Nile virus has been identified in Eau Claire County. This is the county's first case of West Nile virus this year. On average, there are about 18 cases reported annually in Wisconsin. Around 80% of people who are infected do not get sick, but officials say it's always a good idea to try and prevent mosquito bites. Some ways to prevent those bites include wearing clothing with long sleeves or using bug spray.
All right, well, good afternoon to you. We are looking at milder conditions on the way for us. Widespread 60s. We get into rainfall chances as we get up to 80% chances as we go right from 7 p.m. all the way to at least 11 p.m. That'll be some pretty good rainfall. Maybe some storms associated with that as well. Then we take it to this. I want to show you the current temperatures right now. You're looking at 60s and some 50s. We'll get a little bit closer to home, and you have some upper 50s, at least to some low 60s today. We should get up to about 67 for La Crosse. We'll hold on to areas right by Eau Claire with cloudy conditions in the forecast, and that will continue for the remainder of the day. We'll also see the same as we go right into La Crosse, starting out with overcast conditions and then getting to at least mostly cloudy to partly cloudy skies, then loading those clouds up later on. Now, that being said, you take a look at the local temperatures. We're going to be seeing widespread 60s for you, of course, and as we get into it, that's a look at the rainfall that's headed our way. When I come back, we'll have a better overview of how this all plays out. Back to you.
Thank you, Art. This week, La Crosse County Health and Human Services is partnering with local police for crisis intervention training. Today, officers are participating in a Hearing Voices demonstration in which they went about their daily work while wearing headphones, simulating voices in their head. The exercise allows officers insight on what those with mental illness may be experiencing and provides them with essential de-escalation skills.
Officers are responding sometimes to somebody's worst day and their worst moment in time, and we want to make sure that we provide the officers with the skills so everybody is safe.
Officers from La Crosse, Trempealeau, and Vernon counties are participating in the 5-day training. Tomorrow, they'll tour local mental health facilities, then put their training to action with live scenarios. This morning, attendees enjoyed breakfast and heard inspiring stories at the UWL Locally Grown Scholarship Breakfast. The breakfast supports UWL's self-sufficiency program, which is dedicated to providing students with education and career resources while helping them build essential life skills. The self-sufficiency program director says the scholarship supports students in their first 4 semesters of college.
It's tough to get a degree, whether it's associate's or a bachelor's, but many do, and it's about giving them a good start and confidence, growing confidence.
Donations collected during the breakfast will help fund scholarships for SSP students while they navigate those critical early semesters of college. Still ahead, it's a busy time of year and headaches can pop up at the worst time, but there are some fixes that can help you quickly get rid of your head pain.
Your adventure starts here at Ho-Chunk Gaming Black River Falls. We've got something for everyone. Explore hundreds of miles of off-road fun. Cap off the night with the crew by spinning up even more excitement. Or slow it down and relax. Just the 2 of you. Your adventure awaits, outdoors, indoors. Call or visit Ho-Chunk Gaming Black River Falls today. Experience the difference. Trail Riders Package available.
Racist and offensive. Ryan Hipsch's social media history tells us who he really is. In one post, Hipsch said that he wanted a hat with the N-word embroidered on it. In another, Hipsch aims a rifle and comments that he can't wait to kill Muslims using a slur. Then wrote, LOL, that was racist. And that's just the beginning. Hipsch's social media posts are full of degrading terms for women and people with disabilities. Tell Ryan Hipsch that his agenda is too extreme for the Cooley region.
Baldwin gave cash to illegal immigrants? What the heck? Hovde wants to close the border. I can go with that. Baldwin is trying to force schools to let guys play in girls' sports? I don't get it. Eric Hovde wants to protect our girls. I like that. Baldwin, she's just a politician. She knows nothing about creating jobs or the economy. Now Hovde, he's built businesses, created jobs. That's what we need.
Damn, this is easy. I'm voting Hovde.
I'm Eric Hovde, and I approve this message. I believe in bringing people together, like my family and neighbors did when I was growing up on the north side of La Crosse. And now that I'm in the state legislature, it's why I focus on bipartisanship, because my whole being is focused on bringing people together to find solutions to make everyone a winner. I've appreciated the opportunity to be your state representative, and if I'm reelected, that's what I'm going to continue to do. My entire focus will be on bringing people together to make Wisconsin a better state.
Eric Hovde's trying to scare you. The truth is, no sex change surgeries take place on minors in Wisconsin. 0. And Tammy Baldwin didn't give funding to a transgender clinic. It's actually a youth homeless shelter. Eric Hovde knows that. But he's a billionaire banker who thinks he can lie about anything, including falsely attacking Tammy Baldwin by questioning her personal life. Wisconsin's better than Eric Hovde.
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
They've had 3.5 years to fix the border. Why hasn't she done it?
4 years, radical Kamala Harris created the border crisis. Thousands of accused murderers, rapists, even terrorists pour in. Each crime they commit makes American victims. Innocent victims of Kamala's open border agenda. They were bludgeoned, raped, strangled, stabbed, shot, and murdered. Kamala created the border crisis. She won't fix it now. Make America Great Again, Inc. is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Headaches are wildly common. Maybe you were staring at your computer for too long, or you skipped breakfast, didn't sleep well, or got stressed. But now that the headache's here, how can you get rid of it? Consumer Reports explains what you can do to treat your head pain.
Almost everyone gets them sometimes, and some can be worse than others.
I get a headache every other day. Mom life.
Research shows the prevalence for tension-type headaches is about 27% of the general population, while the prevalence for migraines is about 15%.
Once I get that headache, I'm like, let me chug some water. Did I drink my coffee? Am I hungry? Like, what is it that I need to do to get back on track?
Doctors say, along with doing everything you can to prevent a headache, you'll also need a rescue plan for when one starts.
Time is of essence. You have to take medication right away. And one of the things that we discuss with our patients here in the office is we talk about treating immediately.
Let me take some painkillers.
Which over-the-counter meds will give you the fastest pain relief?
In a study comparing ibuprofen with acetaminophen, people who took 400 milligrams of ibuprofen had better and faster pain relief than those who took 1,000 milligrams of acetaminophen.
With ibuprofen, you should know that long-term use at high dosages or more than 2,400 milligrams per day may cause an increased risk of cardiovascular events. Some supplements and alternative treatments might also help your headache. Studies show migraine sufferers have less attacks per month when they take some of these. Sometimes a headache can be a sign of something serious. Here are some conditions that should prompt you to call 911 or have someone take you to the ER. If you are pregnant, a headache can mean your blood pressure is too high. Also, you might suffer tension-type headaches after exercising, but if it includes pain in your chest, jaw, or neck, it could mean a heart attack and you should get medical help. This is Mara Ramirez-Amin.
Several studies suggest that consuming ginger can ease migraines. An ice pack or ice face mask might also help. You can also try a hot pack or hot bath to ease a tension headache. That wraps up your afternoon consumer news. As we head to break, here's a live look at the New York Stock Exchange. Stay with us. More news is next.
I've achieved some amazing things with this body right here, from Russian records to championship dance moves. But with joint pain, There's no rushing, no dancing, no working, no playing for any of us, and that's not good.
The medical professionals at QC Kinetics help pain caused by arthritis and past injuries using natural solutions, advanced biologic therapies, no surgery or harmful medications.
Who knows what you can do once relief kicks in? QC Kinetics, I still got it.
I'm Rebecca Cook, and like most folks in Wisconsin, I'm somewhere in the middle.
Oh, please. Don't be fooled by Rebecca Cook. She made her living trying to elect Democrat extremists. Cook proudly supported radicals who want to defund police, end cash bail, and throw open the border. No wonder extremists like AOC are spending big bucks to elect liberals like Cook. Rebecca Cook, just another liberal trying to fool you. Congressional Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Have you heard Eric Hovde?
I am totally opposed to abortion.
I am totally opposed to politicians telling women what we can do.
Extremists all over the country have passed abortion bans.
Criminal penalties for doctors.
No exceptions for rape or incest.
Women are dying just trying to get health care.
There are even restrictions in Wisconsin. This has to stop.
I am totally opposed to abortion.
We are totally opposed to Eric Hovde.
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
Insanity. Doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result.
Would you have done something differently than President Biden during the past 4 years?
There is not a thing that comes to mind.
Kamala wouldn't change a thing? Their weakness invited wars, welfare for illegals, while Americans struggle. Now Kamala wants higher taxes on top of higher prices. We can't afford 4 more years of Kamala.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Maintaining good brain function as you get older is simple. That's according to a new study by the American Academy of Neurology. They identified 8 things you should do to reduce your risk of stroke, dementia, and depression. They recommend staying active, eating better, maintaining a healthy weight, not smoking, and getting plenty of sleep. You should also try to control your blood pressure, cholesterol, and blood sugar. Limiting the number of fast food restaurants in a neighborhood can lower childhood obesity. A study in England looked at a town that banned new fast food restaurants from being built. Childhood obesity rates dropped nearly 5%. The study says easy access to fast food can contribute to health inequalities in low-income neighborhoods. Scientists say they found a new warning sign that could help identify 1/3 of all undiagnosed concussions. A study published found that athletes sometimes quickly shake their head back and forth after taking a hit to the head. 92% of football players who exhibited the head shake were later diagnosed with concussions. Those were some of today's top health headlines. Here's a look at CityCam 8. Art is in next with our forecast.
What will you find at Hazel and Lola's Kitchen Boutique? Everything you need and more. See our selection of Polish pottery, cookware, olive oils and vinegar, and our gadget wall. Hazel and Lola's Kitchen Boutique, located inside Wesco and Sparta. Tell them Peyton sent you.
Who does Derek Van Orden think he is? This guy who reportedly shouted at kids in the U.S. Capitol? I don't give a who you are. I'm a congressman.
Derek Van Orden doesn't care about making our lives better. He'd make Wisconsinites pay just to give huge tax cuts to corporations and the wealthy. Van Orden even sides with extremists who tried to cut Social Security. Wisconsin deserves better, and Derek Van Orden does not belong in Congress.
HMP is responsible for the content of this advertising.
25 years as a police officer, I'm trained to spot a lie when I see one.
Take it from me, these ads against Rebecca Cook are false.
They're not worth the special interest dollars that are funding them.
Rebecca's one of us.
She comes from a family of first responders and veterans.
She's a strong supporter of more funding for law enforcement.
She'd never defund the police.
I'm Rebecca Cook, and I approve this message because I'll always put safety first.
And Derek Van Orden just puts himself first.
Under Kamala, there's been a big hike in Medicare premiums. Social Security benefits don't go far with Kamala's inflation slamming seniors. Now Kamala wants struggling seniors to pay more Social Security taxes, while she gives Medicare and Social Security to illegals. That will doom Medicare. President Trump will make sure no one cuts Medicare or Social Security. Trump lowered Medicare premiums, and he'll end the tax on Social Security.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
I'm Rebecca Cook, and like most folks in Wisconsin, I'm somewhere in the middle.
Oh, please. Don't be fooled by Rebecca Cook. She made her living trying to elect Democrat extremists. Cook proudly supported radicals who want to defund police, end cash bail, and throw open the border. No wonder extremists like AOC are spending big bucks to elect liberals like Cook. Rebecca Cook, just another liberal trying to fool you. Congressional Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Welcome to Hazel and Lola's Kitchen Boutique. Whether you're a gourmet cook or an aspiring foodie, we have something for your style and taste. See our selection of gourmet cookware, bakeware, and appliances. Hazel and Lola's Kitchen Boutique. Stop in today and tell them Peyton sent you.
Is it time for new windows or doors? Contact the company who has done the research for you. The best windows and doors installed by the best people. Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions.
Download the News 8000 app today.
Well, welcome back and good afternoon to you. I'm going to take you back a little bit in time here to 6 a.m., give you a view of what we started out with. It was a beautiful day, believe it or not, as we started out. The early morning was a bit chilly, though. Temperatures were from 22 to at least 37 degrees. In fact, yeah, it was a little chilly out there. In fact, some temperatures were about 27 degrees cooler than they had been 24 hours ago. That being said, we have still the drought still working in the area. You're looking at moderate drought in that lighter tan color here. That's a severe drought down to the south by Prairie du Chien. That also is in the northeast. We're also seeing, at least as we have this now, that abnormally dry conditions have moved up more to the north by Eau Claire. That being said, with the winds that are going to be picking up not only today, but tomorrow, and then coming back for most of the week, we could be back in fire danger despite having more rain chances popping into the picture. In fact, you can see right now, there is a little light rainfall headed towards Ladysmith, kind of fluctuating back and forth up to the north of them or not. We'll go right into the current dew points. Man, we are dry as a bone. We get into it here, we get into the temperatures. You're looking at some 50s and some 60s already mixing into the forecast for you. Let's take a look here coming out of Canada over the last 12 hours. We're still been seeing some rainfall kind of popping into the picture as well as coming off the Pacific Ocean. It gets a little bit closer with winds coming out of the south, and as this all connects, well, it's going to bring in that rainfall potential for us with a little bit of small hail, some scattered showers, some storm activity as well, maybe a few stronger storms once we get deeper into the evening and overnight hours. Possibly as that happens, we'll see it come into the picture here. You'll see the clouds on the increase. We'll get into mostly cloudy skies to cloudy conditions. It's 4 o'clock. We're looking at temperatures widespread in the 60s for you. And then once we get into the 7 o'clock hour, well, that rainfall starts to cross the Mississippi, gets a little bit closer from Red Wing all the way up to Eau Claire, Ladysmith. La Crosse is in that mix with the lighter stuff down to the south here of I-90. Eventually, the back of that starts to work into the 10 o'clock hour. So between 8, 9, 10, and 11, that's our strongest rainfall. As I mentioned, it's a 4% chance all the way up to, I should say a 40% chance all the way up to an 80 to 90% chance. And then by the midnight hour, it starts to break down on us. It gets out of the way, tracks a little bit more to the east. Those winds are still out of the south, some of it coming in, circulating with an area of low pressure up to the north and bringing that kind of back the opposite direction. It gets out of the way by 1 o'clock. We're pretty much cleared and done. And then we get into breezy conditions coming back for tomorrow. That being said, here's a look at the rainfall, maybe a ½ an inch or so possible, up to maybe 3/4 of an inch down to the southern portions. But for right now, it's also looking a little bit more bleak as it's backing off a bit. Let's go to the winds as I showed you before. We'll go to it. The winds get up to at least 18 to 23 miles per hour plus. Then we take a break. It comes back as we go into the 11 o'clock hour, similar to what we had today. And it begins to pick up, and even more so with maybe a few miles per hour, a little bit stronger. That being said, today we're looking at those widespread 60s you can see from all the way from the north down to the south. You'll get into tomorrow, though, with temperatures getting much cooler, upper 50s to the low 60s. Yikes, right? So another cool night. Eventually, we'll start to warm you up as we get past Sunday with temperatures returning back into at least we'll say the 70s widespread. We'll make it sound like that. Then we go into today. We'll go 67 degrees with 60 as we go into the next day. Into the weekend we go with temperatures holding on to upper 50s. Look at those morning temperatures, 30s for us here locally. And then eventually we start to warm you up as we have those 70s returning Back to you.
So it sounds like we're going to have some good rain, our first good rain in a while.
100% right.
Perfect.
All right.
Thank you, Art.
Sure.
Coming up, a major discovery is made in Hong Kong, and those findings will soon be on public display.
Don't be fooled by Rebecca Cook. Cook proudly supported radicals who want to defund police, end cash bail, and throw open the border. Rebecca Cook, just another liberal trying to fool you. Congressional Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
You have a clear choice in this election. Senator Baldwin is a 38-year career politician. I'm a businessman and job creator. She supports taxpayer benefits for illegal immigrants. I'll close the border. Tammy wants to put guys and girls sports in their bathrooms. I'll protect our daughters. Senator Baldwin abuses the political system. I'll fight the corruption. I'm Eric Hovde, and I approve this message. I'd be honored to have your vote.
Create your dream kitchen with Clearview Cabinetry. With multi-purpose finishes and features to choose from, you'll be sure to find a style that's perfect for you. Get these La Home kitchen cabinets for $39.99 after rebate. Finish your project with countertops from Menards. From elegant to everyday options, we have what you need to update your living space. Take home pre-cut laminate countertops today, starting at $29.98 each after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
My husband and I were elated to find out that we would be having another baby. But after many tests, my doctors agreed that we had to terminate the pregnancy. It was the worst day of my life. You should know that Eric Hovde supports laws that stop me and my doctor from making that decision. And that's a ban with no exceptions in cases of rape or incest. It's a ban that could turn doctors into criminals. He opposes abortion, period.
Win Senate is responsible for the content of this ad.
If you want selection, then that's what we've got at King Furniture. More recliners. King Furniture has more Lazy Boy recliners than anywhere else in the Coulee region. Fabric, leather, even lift chairs. Try them all. Sit on this, sit on that. There's plenty here to choose from because it's all about choices, you know. And as always, free delivery. Just try that anywhere else.
King Furniture.
Nice people, nice furniture.
Tammy Baldwin has our back. Tammy broke the law to make sure American projects are made with American iron and steel.
Thanks to Tammy Baldwin, my daughter's inhaler is now only $35 a month.
Tammy's Dairy Business Innovation Act has helped us hire more workers.
Tammy Baldwin's leading the charge to restore Roe v. Wade.
Tammy Baldwin fought like hell to save my retirement.
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
To have someone in Washington that's got your back, oh man, that's gold.
Don't be fooled by Rebecca Cook. Cook proudly supported radicals who want to defund police, end cash bail, and throw open the border. Rebecca Cook, just another liberal trying to fool you. Congressional Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
The First Warn Weather app. Download it today. You're watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
Dinosaur fossils have been discovered in Hong Kong for the first time. Researchers have determined the bone fossils likely originated from a large-aged dinosaur from the Cretaceous period. Officials say further studies will have to be conducted to confirm the species of the dinosaur. Meanwhile, the fossils will be on public display at Hong Kong's Heritage Discovery Center starting tomorrow. Stay with us. We will have one more check on your forecast when we return.
Don't be fooled by Rebecca Cook. Cook proudly supported radicals who want to defund police, end cash bail, and throw open the border. Rebecca Cook, just another liberal trying to fool you. Congressional Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
Donald Trump makes a lot of promises, but we can be sure of one thing. If he wins, he'll ignore all checks that rein in a president's power. It's all in Trump's Project 2025 agenda. What does that mean for you? Higher cost on groceries, cuts to Social Security and Medicare, more tax breaks for billionaires, and a national abortion ban putting women's health at risk. A second Trump term, more unhinged, unstable, and unchecked.
Tammy Baldwin has our back. Tammy broke the law to make sure American projects are made with American iron and steel.
Thanks to Tammy Baldwin, my daughter's inhaler is now only $35 a month.
Tammy's Dairy Business Innovation Act has helped us hire more workers.
Tammy Baldwin's leading the charge to restore Roe v. Wade.
Tammy Baldwin fought like hell to save my retirement.
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
To have someone in Washington that's got your back, oh man, that's gold.
Insanity. Doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result.
Would you have done something differently than President Biden during the past 4 years?
There is not a thing that comes to mind.
Kamala wouldn't change a thing? Their weakness invited wars, welfare for illegals, while Americans struggle. Now Kamala wants higher taxes on top of higher prices. We can't afford 4 more years of Kamala.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Don't be fooled by Rebecca Cook. Cook proudly supported radicals who want to defund police, end cash bail, and throw open the border. Rebecca Cook, just another liberal trying to fool you. Congressional Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
The News 8 Plus app. Local news on your time.
There's been more than a few changes over the years. But if there's one thing that hasn't changed, it's our commitment. 70 years and counting. Thanks for watching.
All right, here's your local forecast coming in with temperatures holding on to the 60s and then the 50s pop in. Of course, we have the clouds coming and going today. Take a look at what we have for you tomorrow. Sunny skies with temperatures around 60 degrees. So upper 50s, middle 50s, and some 50s hanging on. We'll get to 67 today, possibly warmer conditions coming in at the latter portion of your weekend and beyond.
All right, thank you, Art, and thank you for watching News 8 Now. We'll see you at 5, 6, and 10.